The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. Bits of cargo belt lie on the ground around him. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
I think that may well be the moral of every story of his. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it. Gently, you hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and...
No scream. No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm. Don't think this is a sign of anything other than your heart failing. There's no... Cop suffers fun. The rotting man. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses.
Central nerve...
Of course.
What would that...
The dead man look.
I think that may well be the good.
With, you hear crack.
Yeah!
The hyoid respiratory oral cavity shows no...
No scream. No sigh. It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your... Inside, you see darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, Na. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts. Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having...
Neither am I. That's it. Same for toxicology and serology, Na. Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
No. Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck.
Be thorough. if you want maximum results.
Oh, so we inflicted them? Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries. Nothing. Just in case.
The corpse lay slouched to the side, oblivious to its surroundings.
Alright.
Be thorough if you want
Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not... And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man, beneath the description.
Right. Next. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of...
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side.
That's right. No clawing marks on the neck, no signs of struggle on the crime scene, faint lividity. That's it. Field autopsy done, detective. All that remains is to see if the alleged cause of death, the bullet, is truly lodged in his brain.
Oh yeah, finally. Let's get...
Seriously, I can just back him and drive him to the morgue anytime you tell me to. No need for heroics, unless you want to. Yes? What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here, and now it's come to its natural conclusion. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am...
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of... Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills. Clearly, he has already formed his... It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Okay. Style me.
It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move. Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. Well, technically, the official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus. Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
The rows are endless. Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. Your brothers have left you.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever...
He's actually glad it's addressed now. Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it... I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started, so no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for it.
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought. Now let it go. The man is decomposing. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Shoot, loony Rooney. Oh yes, Kobo Milobo, in the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials, Perry. Just a small gulp away. My beloved Oh yes, it's all right. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh. First with your fingertips, it's right under the palm of your hand. His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball, you're on the right track. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
Kuno is silent. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you...
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. The bullet has torn apart. This man will never sleep again. Never. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his
Fucking cavity, see?
quivering with awe. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. This must be the bullet. You pick the sharp metal bullet between your index and middle finger. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just... The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down with a plop. Your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood, up to the...
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood.
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact. Of course, you deserve it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound? Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3, ligament mark. Treatment. It's obvious the Hardy Boys tampered with it. Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us. Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening. We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. Far away, dogs are... Detective. The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of...
What? Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me. If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it. Possibly. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket... You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hair, it's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the...
What can you say about the bullet so far? A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating.
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the a rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belma-Grave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominate. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around. You antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers, you're looking for the same
What are you thinking? Bullet? Okay. And? An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really. Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot. But back to the investigation. Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie. a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Chinese pharmaceutical companies. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was... The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Crenel. And the one before it was...
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records.
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then. Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their library.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll... Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in my...
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day. Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then,
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
good. You have a name now.
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Marie? She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink. 1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to this. Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me? 57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
The palm tree livery should be like pastel.
I can see it. Bright as day. Oh, if we were skulls right now.
The palm tree livery should be like.
I can see it. Bright as day. Oh, if we were skulls. I can tell you who we're not. Cop. We're not.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you. Cop man.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
You don't know?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmatine, or the Besmati,
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without...
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual. a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around the
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Murder?
Paintbrush? Check. Heavy fuel. The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind. You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer of detritus.
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation? I hear there's a really bad one.
There, on that balcony. Do you see it? Rehearsal helps fine-tune a performance. Learn your lines so they can flow out of you, like Herk Zeitung's legendary soliloquy in Hoppla, jetzt komm ich. Artistos are known to repel wealth. It bounces off their skin like rubber. The moment a reasonable business proposal enters their periphery, they nonsense.
No one repels wealth. The businessmen just don't know how. It's true. Some of them are known to turn the entire What you need to do is lure them in with a strong one-liner. Get them on your side before you've even finished a sentence. Show us what you've got. Pretend you're facing the Skull Girl. Mamma mia. If this isn't the top seller in La Delta, no one expected you. Okay then, off you go.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? What's that? The piggy's looking to get into the art market with a snappy business pitch. Watch out, or you'll be auctioned off and face the chop.
The lieutenant straightens his back. Are we witnessing a performance, perhaps? She stares at you, fearlessly, waiting for a response.
This little persona will grind you into a sausage if you... The whole point of graffitio being on the street is so everyone...
There has to be a way to convince her. Forget this public art. She must have something private and esoteric. Something that tormented her until she brought it into existence.
I don't do personal, if that's what you sickos are after. No navel-gazing pieces about what it means to... No one cares. I know I don't, so sod off.
Perfect. She isn't interested. All the more reason to...
Your partner here gets it. Anything else I can not do for you, gentlemen? Hello again. What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village.
Could that girl have been little Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
Could have been her. Small kid with giant white armored hands.
There weren't any other small girls in the village.
Hello again, officers. Have you...
Sure, she's all draped up in ironic detachment, but everyone's gotta eat.
Great. A little foray into the artwork.
His words are hiding a tinge of excitement. He's not so detached from your pursuits, after all.
Blah, blah. I'm not for sale, pigger.
Told you these are... Turn it around. It's the seller who wields the power in this relationship.
Uh-oh, you're manipulating me. I do like a chance to rip off some stupid piggos. And I need a pack of cigarettes. Okay, whatever, piggy. Time to leech off each other like the parasites we are. Let me see what I've got.
Even the lieutenant leans close.
Here. Happy?
Interesting.
You can immediately see multiple ways to interpret this piece. What is the experience that the artist is trying to create? What bodies and spaces are they seeking? She juts out her hand, letting you examine the piece. 3 red splotches.
Well, Piggo, what do you make?
There's tension in these strokes of genius. A desire to step into a dialogue with the viewer, to provoke them. A meditation on
Yeah, whatever. Spaces, bodies. Shit, hit me with that lingo. Signature? Oh yeah, pigster. I sneezed while holding a wet brush. Paint flecked onto the canvas, and voila! You don't get more signature than that. If you say so. I like to think that my trigeminal nerve painted it. 67,000 real. And your head.
Remember, this isn't about the art or the artist. This needless purchase implies your excessive wealth. Art comes across as more tasteful than simply hanging cash on the wall.
That it? All right.
Splendid. Your first physical asset. But no time to stop. Money grows old unless it keeps moving. You need to find a buyer, preferably someone who will pay a high price for such an exclusive piece from a local artist. And become a small-time art peddler? No, think bigger. Doing business with communist dictatorships only works if you've got long-term plans in place. Nah, she'd probably send the entire Wild Pines legal team after you if she knew you were trading. Good call. He's already handed over 100.
Look at us. Coming to an agreement. Who'd have thought? Anything else you want? I'm in a good mood, but it won't last long.
Give me a moment. It's about Victor, isn't it? It's always about Victor with her. You'll find the Maisons in apartment 20 upstairs. Its Deweeters are at the end of this hallway, right next to the...
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. A poor communard.
Let's go. We don't have a reason.
It's generally easier to do things if you have. shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinge.
And the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills.
It should be easy, but it's just an awkward angle, okay? Fabric rustles. The
Trouble with the chain, officer? Well, no, I guess not.
You can't stand for that. Come on, show him what you can really do. Snip. So much for that goddamn chain. The links fall to the...
I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick.
A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most... bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka. In the dark, it looks like a nest. Something underneath. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do that. Your hand touches a greasy duvet, covered. It's deep in suffering somehow. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol. You don't have to take him down. He's already down.
I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves.
And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor. Maxtor is a gas company. He's wearing free socks from a gas company. They probably... A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something. It is. The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out. And then it dawns upon you. Clear. Pigs. He's trying to call you pigs. His hand falls back on the bed, limp.
At least he got to say his piece. Well, judging by
The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair of nocturnal lagophthalmos. The likelihood of falling asleep with partially open eyelids rises after stimulant use and heavy drinking.
I think he's still quite bad. I mean, what he has come to. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but at least he won't be beating his son.
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is...
Look, he's trying to communicate. What is there to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side. We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few.
years. The pile of blankets grunts miserably. Silence. Only heat emanates from the sleep. A weathered brown door. Something smells good. The lieutenant motions to you. This is the door. You all get yourself together. It's just police work.
You're right. Let's talk this through.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary. Dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice.
Yes, it's hard. But there is no easy way to handle this info. We can't. Someone has to deliver the news. Let's go.
And someone turns down the radio. He gives you a short, encouraging nod. Tidying up. There's fear in her voice.
It's you from the bookstand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back? I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you...
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and his condensation from stepping inside. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can... No. This is something much worse.
How about some small talk before you... Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place. You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
What did you say? Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him there. How long had he...
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears. The handkerchief.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend?
No, no. I just need to tell my girls.
Unreal.
God, should I call them?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Just tell me, what do I need to do next?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
We should step outside and talk. You did well. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased. That's it. We should get back to our case now that they'll manage.
They have to. It's not your place to live there.
Let's go.
It's you. I don't think...
The lieutenant Collins said he must feel vulnerable without his glasses.
Is there... No.
How about some... Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
How have I been? You're not here to discuss me.
Can't write a scene without knowing the actors. Ask more. Get comfortable around her.
People got to eat? What is this about? Why are you suddenly asking me about my cook? It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie. The girls are staying at...
She swallows visibly.
No. Why? Do you have any news? No. It shouldn't be long from... Oh, it's...
Central Jamrock Public.
I think... Yeah.
It is.
Just to return a book of mine.
Do something? Break something? It's a fool's hope.
Yes. His old leather jacket. It's just your average brown leather. Yes. The lining...
She folds her hands across her chest.
This door is made no one answer.
Let's go. There's nothing.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. 10-4, sir. Glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over. Then 4, sir. Sorry, but I'm under orders to give a negative to request for personal information. Over. 10-4. Orders are still orders. Anything else? Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit. Kuno's part is. You're just shit at life. Now what's your case with Kuno? Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, you give Kuno Kuno's kilo. That's how we split it. It's the best way. Street way. Kuno knows what Kuno...
Kuno means gram.
Word on the street is, you sent your little friend in dressed as a hooker, distraction style. That's some...
Not a single muscle.
Kuno wants to hear all about it, but first we split the kilo, then we shoot the shit. Wow, that's heavy. There you go. More than half in there. Kuno's fucking honourable like that.
There is no movement on the lieutenant's face.
Now tell me, how the fuck are you still alive, pig? The fuck do you know about Kuno's life?
Yeah, we got plans.
Yeah, you do some Sambo shit, sneak in. Is the hooker thing real?
Sambo is an acronym for Samaran boxing, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. Just letting you know.
You got lucky. Kuno's dad was out getting more drink. Kuno knew that. That's why he sent you. Kuno cares about his pig. Doesn't want his pig to get hurt. Yeah, so fucking what? Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit? Kuno knows it's fucking lame.
You can't fuck with Kuno.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit.
You can guess.
Yeah, that's right. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about that electricity and light shit. Just wants to pound on people and drink. That's right, it's a shithole. Kuno's gonna move underground, Leroy shit, ancient shit.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
Yeah, pig, this shit is done. Now get the fuck out of Kuno's face. Kuno needs to drop the bomb. Kuno doesn't...
Again?
Yes? What is it?
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Let's see. I wrote down the nickname Lelystad. We have questions that might help solve some gaps in our field autopsy. I'm sure my colleague has a few of his own while I take notes.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to the last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of...
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Yes. We were...
Did that bring you to...
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together was in Oranje. He was 42.
42? Are you sure?
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no, we even celebrated his birthday like some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days.
Looks like you were right, officer. It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue gaps. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
She understands what autopsies entail. It doesn't get her off balance.
No. Okay, sure. Here you go. What else are we missing, officer?
Oh.
It's clear she liked it.
Sure. Service history. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature.
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulder. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And so it goes. Star after star, port after port. third world country after third. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what the.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he. It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
The lieutenant blinks, his expression. All right, let's see where this is going.
Cool. A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I could do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some money.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now. All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. She looks at the dried petal, chipped white pop.
Pretty. Looks like a dried Maybeth. Why was there a flower on the...
Or an admirer?
Ruby? She couldn't have left it. Oh.
Did you take...
No.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
They couldn't... You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. Officer, it's a fun.
Let's see. We have questions.
The young woman, the last missing.
Inora.
The Lelystad unit.
You were almost right, officer.
Yes.
Did that...
No. He was
42?
He had many scars. We even...
Looks like you were right, officer. It isn't. Police were...
Blue. Pardon the swearing.
He had a combat...
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
It was light brown. Oily.
She understands what autopsy...
No. Okay, sure. Here you go.
Oh.
It's clear she liked it.
Quite a lot. Sure. Service history. How?
Is this Orani?
Yes. He smoked and the woman good. And he says, and so it goes. Oh yeah. No thank.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. It is when you're high.
All right. Let's...
Cool. How much does the toxicology...
It's quite expensive, miss. All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself. She looks at chipped white pop.
Pretty. Looks like a drop.
or an admirer.
Ruby?
Did you take...
No.
She doesn't seem to.
They couldn't. You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd be.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 40 below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of morality. He was, how old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left it. You could ask either one of them.
Huh. How old?
She's buying time to formulate the. Look who's finally awake.
I don't know. As old as time itself? Ageless? 50,000 years old? I don't know what I'm supposed to say. How old is an apocalypse cop?
You're not.
Sure he is. You know, age is just...
Yes, but for him that number is higher than 45.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium. A metal payphone. You hear the tone. Calling. Still, this feels wrong. End of tone. Someone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Are you sure?
Her voice is drowned. You get a sinking. Calling. Still again. Someone.
Hello, Gerard.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you know what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
Who is this? Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that? Just tell me what's going on here.
The sounds are muffled. You can make out two people. Amid the howling in the wire, you make out a woman's voice with a thick more shouting. You're pretty sure you hear a man saying fuck several times. Then the crackle in the phone line gets violently louder, like the surf breaking.
What the hell are you doing? Big deal?
This has lowered his opinion.
Let's just go. I've had enough of this phone booth.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine, the lieutenant. Calling, calling, calling. Still.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work. Test this.
Disconnect.
Are we about done with this now?
Calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
If I could go just 1 month without writing. No, 2 months.
The man. You do not hear the customer. Seems like it did not have time to... Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You close your eyes. Strange. This is not how you started before. 4111. Yes. 451. An ultra long distance calling. Calling. The saddest calling still. Calling. Then the...
Hello? No. It's you, isn't it? It's you. Dora. Who is this?
Dora. The name feels like a gift. In the distorted distance. Don't react. Whatever you do, don't react to that love.
What? Oh no. Is that you?
This is too much. You need to recede.
Oh no, not this. What time is it? You're not a revolutionary, Harry. You're drunk.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Because it's me. Look, I don't understand what you're saying or why you're calling me. You seem drunk. Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to you. Don't think this. There's no shame in
For something.
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Been admiring the stompers, right? Sure, I can demonstrate them.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of threads with no immediately discernible pattern.
It's Revachol. Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny. You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots carry Revachol in their very...
Technically, you're stomping on Revachol every step.
I know you people don't understand poetry.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you? The art market. Intriguing. You've already convinced me to invest in you, so please, go on. Tell me what you are thinking. A painter? I'm always looking to expand into new asset classes. Who's the artist? Aha! And the name of the piece?
There's no sign of a reaction.
Wonderful things, aren't they? Names. They can completely... Before I invest, I need to know more about the work. How do I know?
This is the only question that matters. Thousands of the comfortably wealthy want their views challenged when making a purchase. Don't hold back.
I see. I'll be honest. All I see are...
Why are you letting this opportunity slip away? Give him a story, an experience.
Please, if there's something I'm missing, I'd love to know what it is. That's what I wanted to ask you about. Tell me, what's their story? Did they suffer? Oh, well, I'm sure her work represents some very interesting internal. In any case, is there anything else you can tell me about this piece? Welcome back, gent. The art market. A painter. I'm always looking to expand into new asset classes. Who's the artist? Aha!
There's no...
Wonderful things, aren't they? Nay, before I invest...
This is the comfortably wealthy want their...
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Tell me, what's the... Pray tell. Any details? I've heard some struggling families have to sell their organs to pay the rent. There is also the terrible misfortune of having to go get your own groceries.
You still have an option to not go along with this senseless sensationalism.
Just a hollow husk. What a sad, sad story. I should ask Rhea to look.
You've reeled him right in.
Well, I think that settles it. You found a buyer, my friend. However, there are a few complications. I don't have the cash on me right now to pay for art of this.
Shares. That's even better. You can do a lot with them if you play your cards right.
I bought these shares many years ago for a steal. As predicted, malware costly merc, which means you could net yourself a considerable profit if you need some immediate liquidity. But if you don't... They're the very unit of capital. You can buy them, sell them, even sit on them if you think it wise. Trust me when I say this. Becoming a it's a Godwaldian Ilmaran company that specializes. Have you heard about it? At the moment, it's trading at more than Ram's using it in their next model. I can't wait for mine to turn up. My predictions say its improved speed and azimuthal range should increase my trade if it...
A step forward for technology, yes, but only for those who can...
Splendid!
It looks almost ethereal. Is it even real?
This is a stock certificate. Well, a photocopy of one. Nevertheless, it's solid proof that you own shares in malware costly Mercury Group.
The light around the individual in front of you changes somehow as you take the Weiss-Wiesmann coefficient for you and this individual has now dropped to 0.9989, repeating.
That concludes our part of the transaction. Once you've turned over the asset, my people will... Another deal complete. Welcome to the big leagues! If you haven't already, I'd advise you to consider hiring a personal brand strategist. What don't they do? They practically do everything. From spotting good investment? Unfortunately not. I only know the ones who work with multi-millionaires and beyond. But take a look around, and I'm sure you'll find one. Personal brand strategies are attractive.
Oh, and we should see what this net worth can do. Might score a discount, or better yet, get you some free goods.
So, what's next on the agenda?
The pearlescent paper adamantly resists being held open. It demands struggle at both ends. Devious use of swish there. It's a font literally designed to win legal agreements by way of being almost unreadable. Inside an oval frame is a grey sketch of a curly-haired girl enthusiastically riding an underground kingdom of shimmering spillways. Silver stars melted down and filtered for their precious discharge. What a place of inspiration. Each letter is shaped like a laugh line being pulled in a million. You can do this. Maybe. A bold black mesh curves around the oval image. Slowly, it happens. Individual letters coalesce. It's like watching ice melt to reveal the shrubs underneath. Oh brother, you have tumbled into a chop house of words. This is where letters come to die. You start to carefully shave it all with your razor eyes. A few R's stick out. There's an E. Then suddenly, I know business speak when I see it. This is an official, legitimate, checked by the board certificate. You really are a stock market